Because we're the ones.
And you're the twos.
And welcome back to the Mod Squad. Layeth the Squad Down. I am your host, Kevin. Joining me this week is a special guest, my daughter, Destiny.
Hello.
We're going to be covering Raw, SmackDown, AEW, Dynamite, and the pay-per-view.
Survivor Series.
War Games.
War Games.
Let's start off with Raw, shall we? Kevin Owens opens the show with a promo talking about why he joined the War Games match. He said it is specifically focused on taking out Roman Reigns. He eventually brought the Brawling Brutes and Drew McIntyre. The Judgment Day came out to tell the Brutes and McIntyre to head back to SmackDown or show them some respect. This led to the first match of the night. It was the Judgment Day versus the Brawling Brutes. Brutes win. It was an okay match.
Yeah, it was alright. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. The OC also came out to interfere.
They did.
And mess with the Judgment Day. Nothing too fancy. Dominic hiding behind Rhea, per usual.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just okay. And nothing super special. Then we had Omos versus Gargano because The Miz. It was supposed to be Gargano versus The Miz, but The Miz has an injured hand. Yeah. Almost wins. It was a good match for what it was, sort of. It was kind of boring.
Yeah. I think Almost is kind of just there at this point. I don't really think that he's there to put people over as, oh, I defeated the Nigerian giant, but he hasn't really been put over for me quite yet.
Yeah, no, I get it. I definitely get it. Next, we have Ali versus Theory. Theory wins. This was a good match because these are two good workers. So that's basically all that was. And we have the Alpha Academy Shoosh. You know I was going to do that.
Yeah.
Versus Elias and Riddle. Elias and Riddle win. Another okay match.
It was all right. Nothing too spectacular. Kind of felt just almost like a filler match.
Kind of.
For me. Any Alpha Academy match is a filler match for me. Do not like the Alpha Academy.
No, she hates the whole gimmick.
Hate the gimmick. Respectfully, the wrestlers are amazing. Just hate the Alpha Academy gimmick. Hate it.
Well, next we have Corbin versus McIntyre. McIntyre wins.
Yeah, I mean, McIntyre gave Corbin his first loss on Raw when he was beside JBL, which was good to see because Corbin is kind of annoying on almost a blurred line, kind of in between for me, where I can't really tell if I like him, can't really tell if I don't like him.
But which means he's kind of doing his job.
Yeah,
so,
it is.
And then the last match of the night is Asuka versus Ripley for the team advantage at War Games. Ripley wins.
Per usual, as she should. You know what I'm saying? It was a good match. I think it was the best match of the night.
To me, it was the match of the night. Yeah.
It was really good. It was Rhea's first match back in WWE, other than NXT. But on Raw, it was her first singles match back. So that was good. That was fun. Always love seeing Rhea Ripley in action.
Of course you do.
Yeah,
That's your boo.
That's my boo.
That's your boo. Next, we're going to jump over to SmackDown. SmackDown, Damage Control in ring to start the show, calling out Belair's team to find out the fifth member. You want to tell them who it was?
It was the man, Becky Lynch. Yeah.
The man, Becky Lynch, come back. And not the weird outfitted Becky Lynch.
It was almost big time Bex. Not the heel.
It was the man.
It was the man.
The man.
They still say things have just gone big time with big time Becky Lynch, but I like the man Becky Lynch better.
I did too. Then we had the SmackDown World Cup semifinal match between Butch and Santos Escobar. I'm really liking Santos Escobar's work in the ring. He gets the win.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, Butch probably has his other feuds that's going on right now, so it makes sense that he wouldn't go up into the World Cup.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it was a good match. Nothing spectacular. Then the oh my God.
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt. I'm messing up my words. The Bray Wyatt promo. Wyatt claims that he was not the man who attacked LA Knight last week, and Uncle Howdy shows up on screen, seemingly calling Wyatt a liar in a cryptic speech. It was I like what they're doing with Bray Wyatt. It's showing multiple sides of him at this point.
It's almost like he has multiple personalities.
It's
kind of like almost a Mick Foley thing. Almost. Not quite, but
a darker
almost.
Mick Foley.
Yeah.
A darker, more disturbed
right.
Mick Foley. Yeah, I get it.
I think they're going to go with Bray Wyatt wasn't the one that attacked him. It was his other personality or something where it was like that.
I think there's going to be multiple people in. It's going to be like a new Wyatt family type deal.
Yeah.
Next, we had Hit Row versus the Viking Raiders, with Sarah Logan joining the Viking Raiders again, but now is got a name change to Valhalla. The Raiders get the win. This was a very hard-hitting match. I'm kind of liking what they're doing with the Viking Raiders, bringing them back to basics, kind of before they were on the main roster, and actually in NXT they were a very strong, hard-hitting team. I like what they're doing now. So then we had another SmackDown World Cup Finals: Ricochet versus Braun Strowman. Ricochet gets the win because the Imperium kind of interrupted.
Yeah. I believe Imperium attacked Braun as well. And then Ricochet.
I don't think they attacked him. It was he. I keep wanting to call him Walter, but it's not Walter anymore. It's anyway, Walter. It's not Walter anymore. Looked like he was about to get in the ring, distracted Braun. The roll up by the schoolboy roll up by Ricochet. Surprise win. That's how that goes. Then backstage, Sami Zayn gets stopped by KO just before entering the Bloodline's locker room. Tells Sami that he should turn on the Bloodline before they turn on him. Jay kind of overhears this, confronts Sami. Sami lies to Jay, saying he hasn't spoken with anyone, putting distrust. That just wedging it in. They're just wedging it in.
Making that tiny little crack in the bloodline.
Then we have Shotzi and Raquel Rodriguez versus Rousey and Baszler. Before the match, there was a backstage assault, leaving Rodriguez injured. Match starts as a 2-on-1. Rodriguez finally makes her way down to the ring, but ends up getting tapped out by Rousey. This was a snooze fest. It was a straight snooze fest.
I think that anything with Rousey in WWE specifically has lately been a snooze fest. I don't like Rousey as a heel. I think she's better as a face where she can. I think it's more reactive with the crowd. I think she gets more reactions with the crowd when she's a face.
I think she does. I think she's better on the chase than actually being champ. Yeah, this was bathroom break time. That's basically what this was. Then we had Sheamus and McIntyre versus the Usos for the advantage at War Games. McIntyre and Sheamus win. This was a good match.
Yeah. I kind of figured that Sheamus and McIntyre were going to win to get the advantage because of how
the women's match did.
Well, that and also the momentum that the Bloodline has. It would make more sense for the Bloodline not to have the advantage in the match than
I got you.
It would be for the Brawling Brutes.
Well, for me on this night, the match of the night was Ricochet versus Strowman. So I thought it was a good match. Do you have a match of the night?
Probably the main event, McIntyre and Sheamus.
I got you. Next, we have AEW Dynamite. I don't believe you watched AEW Dynamite.
I did not.
You're more of a WWE gal, but
Yeah,
I get it. I get it. But I'm going to cover AEW Dynamite here. Regal starts the show out in the ring, kind of healing on the crowd. Moxley interrupts and is about to attack Regal. Bryan Danielson interrupts and asks that Moxley let it go due to the love that he has for Regal. Gives a little story. Moxley tells Regal, you know what? Just leave and never comes back and never come back. It was a weird segment, but it was okay. It kind of worked to kind of get Regal off TV, I guess. The AEW All Atlantic Championship match, Orange Cassidy versus Jake Hager. Cassidy wins. Lots of comedy in this match, of course, with a Orange Cassidy match. I think you would like Orange Cassidy. He's kind of like whatever. Matter of fact, when he's announced to the ring, you know how they give the weight and where they're from and stuff. It says weighing in at whatever from wherever. It's his gimmick. Full Gear World Title Eliminator Tournament Final. Ricky Starks versus All Ego Ethan Page. Starks gets the win. The best of 7 series, The Elite versus Death Triangle. Death Triangle wins. Good match. Lots of action, as you would expect with these 6 men. Just a lot of bumping, a lot of no sells, a lot of a lot of athletic wrestling. Then we had Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue versus Ty J, and Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter for the it was a 6-person tag team, 3-team. Yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hayter and Baker get the win, as they should. I'm loving Jamie Hayter as championship. You really should check her out. I think you may like some Jamie Hayter. Then the final match of the night is the Ring of Honor World Championship match. Tomohiro Ishii versus Chris Jericho. Jericho wins in a hard-hitting, it was not an action-packed match, but it was hard-hitting. Lots of forearms, lots of chops. Matter of fact, the chops actually split Jericho open on the chest with all the chops. I don't think I've ever seen that before, to where Jericho was literally just dripping blood from chops. It was a great match. My match of the night. That is your AEW Dynamite. I'm having a hard time saying that. It's too early in the morning to be talking. You want to cover Survivor Series War Games?
I can read it. Sure.
No. Okay.
You want me to read it?
Go ahead.
Okay. So starting off Survivor Series War Games, we had the women's War Games match. Some of the things that there was a few botches at the beginning of the match.
Yeah.
From Dakota Kai, Io Sky. It happens. Big, huge leg drop from the top of the cage from Lynch onto Dakota Kai and I believe Io Sky.
Probably, yeah.
Lynch's team, Belair's team, they win. It's a great way to start the show, I believe.
Oh, it was a great way to start the show. It was this match was all about high spots with Nikki Cross jumping off the cage. You had a bunch of big high spots, weapons being introduced into it as well. It was a good match, and of course Becky gets the win for the team.
Yeah.
For Belair's team, which is weird. I honestly think Belair should have got the pin, but I'm okay with Becky getting it as well.
Yeah. It's kind of a full circle thing. They ended it with how they left off at SummerSlam with Belair and Becky versus the 3 of Damage Control. With Becky kind of getting redemption for how they injured her shoulder some more, other than how it went down at SummerSlam.
Gotcha. Next, we have the Balor versus AJ Styles match. This was a good match.
That was a good match. It was a good match.
It was a really good match. Who got the win?
AJ Styles. I love me some Judgment Day, but I think they're going the way where they're gonna play the card of you can't get a win without Rhea, and Rhea is the X factor.
Mm-hmm. And she just had a match in the War Games match, so she wasn't going to be out there. Next, we had Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi for the women's title. This was a bathroom break.
I mean, like I said, most of Rousey's matches, they're always bathroom breaks. It's like Shotzi, probably a great wrestler. I haven't seen much of her, but you're going against Ronda Rousey, which is quite literally the baddest unarmed woman on the planet. It's hard to book against Rousey. It's hard to not have her win, and it's predictable.
Shotzi just wasn't a believable challenge for Rousey. But then Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley versus Austin Theory for the United States Championship. Who wins?
Austin Theory wins after Bobby Lashley delivered a spear to Seth Rollins while he was trying to do a Falcon Arrow on Theory. Immediately, Theory covered Rollins after the spear.
He kind of landed on him.
Kinda.
Yeah, he kind of just landed on him, and that's how it ended.
Yeah. I predicted Theory to win this match just because I feel like Bobby, he doesn't need it. He doesn't need the title. Neither does Seth, honestly. Theory's still trying to make a name for himself, I think. And I think the better thing was to put the title back
Especially
on him.
with this new persona change. He's not the selfie-taking person anymore. He's more aggressive. I like it. Yeah. I like it a lot. Then we have the men's War Games to close out the show. You want to tell us what happened, or you want me to go through it?
You can go through it.
All right. It's a lot of words, right? It was a great storytelling match between Zayn and Jay of the Bloodline. Sammy was saving Jay a lot in this match, but Jay still didn't trust him. After everyone was in the ring, Jay accidentally super kicked Sammy, but Jay just seemingly did not care that he kicked Sammy. A few moments later, Sammy and KO are staring at each other in the middle of the ring, and Jimmy goes to super kick KO, but KO catches it. Then Sammy gives him a low blow and then a hell of a kick in the corner, then lays him on the mat for Jay to give KO a splash. Bloodline win. Oh my gosh, at the end of the match, Roman wants a hug from Zayn. And believe it or not, Jay hugs Zayn. It appears that Jay finally trusts Zayn. The Bloodline appears stronger than ever. Great match, especially from a storytelling standpoint. Match of the night for me. Match of the night.
Yeah. I think that Sami Zayn is still going to be a factor in the Bloodline's fall. I think that this is just something that Sami Zayn has done for show. I think that it's very possible that Sami could still, in the back of his mind, still be planning to go against the Bloodline, but we don't see it. Could be one of those things that just happen in the background.
I love the fact that the Bloodline seem the strongest right now. I think what's going to end up happening is this is going to carry over a week, maybe two, and then Sammy is going to do something just totally crazy. Once you think that everything's fine, it never really is in the WWE. All right, guys, that is your weekly wrestling recap from the Mod Squad. Layeth the Squad Down. I want to thank my special guest, Destiny. Everybody say hi. I want to give a special thanks to her. Steve could not join it. He is on assignment right now. So that does it for this episode of the Mod Squad. I almost said Back to the Retro Review again. Check out Back to the Retro Review. That is the sister channel of the Mod Squad. You could check us out on any major podcasting platforms. Check out this show on any major podcasting platforms and on YouTube. All right, that does it for this episode of Layeth the Squad Down. So for Destiny, I'm Kevin saying, keep on bamming, bammers.